Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about if you can heal autoimmune symptoms and also if you can heal chronic conditions. I would say in many cases, yes, you can, while many conventional doctors might tell you something different. Why I say you can do this is because I used to have something called Hashimoto's. I went from 4 in TSH to a 2 in a year. But of course, I started to feel improvements already after 2 months. And how I did this was the most natural way ever. I changed my diet, I changed my lifestyle. And when I spoke to my doctors, they said that this was impossible. You cannot reverse autoimmune symptoms. And I just want to say that I'm not blaming them at all, because why they say this is because of their training. They don't believe that you naturally can improve your symptoms or heal your body. But this is so stupid because the body's job is literally to heal you in many different scenarios. Like, for example, when you get a cut, it immediately starts to heal that. I think I hurt myself like a couple of days ago and it's almost already healed. And that's just one example. When you get a cold, your immune system is working very actively to try to get your body back again. And so it might give you a little bit of fever, and that is just to kill off things in your body that does not belong there. Some people say that when you get a fever, you should take an aspirin to get the fever down. But obviously, I don't agree with this because this is a function in your body to kill off those bacteria and pathogens, whatever it could be that's making you sick. And there are so many scenarios like this that I could bring up where it's very much proven that the body heals itself. And so I think it's just silly to say that this does not apply to chronic symptoms as well. Of course it does. The symptoms is just your body's way of telling you, whoa, something is very wrong. There is nothing just happening because of nothing. There is always a cause. But our conventional medical system is just trying to numb the symptoms, not trying to get to the root cause and find out like, why is this happening in the body? It's basically saying don't listen to your body. Instead, just take these pills and don't think about it anymore. But this is literally the worst strategy that you can take if you have chronic issues. You have to find out, why is this happening in my body? And once you do that, then you can get well. But you have to first address the base. And so, what's the base? A lot of the times when it comes to autoimmune issues, it has to do with inflammation. And why is inflammation occurring in the body? It has to do with what you put on and in the body. Because you can get inflamed when you hurt yourself, like you fall and then you hit your knee or something. The body will create inflammation so it can heal. But if you have systemic inflammation in your whole body, something is very, very, very wrong. And so if it affects the whole body, a lot of the times it has to do with chronic and systemic inflammation. And so what you really have to think about is, what am I putting into my body and on my body? And also obviously stressors, emotional stuff, thoughts you have, everything like this, you want to really look into that. But let's take an example. Let's take what you put into your body. You want what you put into your body to give you all the nutrients to be healthy, and you want it to be clean and not ultra processed and filled with chemicals, basically, so that your body can take care of it, and so that you don't ruin your gut, and also that you get all the nutrients so that you can stay healthy. Easy. Not really. It sounds very easy, but it's not, because I have had to bust a lot of myths when it comes to what we're supposed to eat and what we thrive on and just how it affects our bodies, because there's just so much information out there on what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. But you have to really look, what is this food doing inside my body? So certain things I thought was obviously good for you, like vegetables, tends to not be very good for you at all, and it lead to things like kidney stones or malnutrition or digestive issues. Because honestly, we as humans, we cannot really break down the phytochemicals in the food and also all the fiber. It's too hard for us to digest because our intestines are not made for that. If you look at a gorilla, they can do it very well, but for us it's super hard. So we're not really adapted to eating plants at all. For sure, you can have some herbal teas, but I haven't eaten vegetables in 2 years. And I'm still alive, and I'm very, very healthy compared to where I was 2 years ago, where I used to eat a lot of spinach, and the main parts of my meals were the vegetables. And then I had to that maybe some lean meats like chicken or fish, but that's just one example. Another example could be grains. I used to eat so many grains. I thought it was so good for you, like the whole grain. No, it's not. It actually ruins your health so much. If there was one thing I would take away from what we're eating today, it would be grains. And this also applies to like rice and corn. Another thing would be seed oils. Even seed oils, we're taught it's very good for you. It's not. I can even show you guys. This book right here, it's so freaking good. It's called No Grain, No Pain. And this book breaks down in like a million ways why grains are not good for you in any shape or form, ever, to any human being. For some, it's gonna be easier to digest and to eat these kinds of foods. But for some, this literally means pain and suffering and malabsorption, leaky gut, and everything horrible you can imagine. Inflammation. Yeah. And when it comes to what you put on your body, it's basically all the makeup, all the creams, all the shampoos, all the everything that is really gonna ruin your health. Even the clothes you wear, you should always aim to wear cotton. And when it comes to products, you want to keep it as natural as possible, as close to nature. If you can remove basically all your products and just maybe keep some that are so clean, that would be so good for your body. And one product that I really learned had such big effect on our bodies, but we don't even think about it, is deodorant, because it contains aluminum, and that's a heavy metal. And so when it goes into your body, that's poison, and it stays there for such a long time, and it's so hard to get rid of once it's in your body. So if it's one thing you can stop using today, it's deodorant with aluminum. So try to find an aluminum free one, at least. And the material on our clothes, if you wear fabrics that are made from plastic, of course that will go into your skin as well. And we all know that plastic is not good for our bodies. It raises estrogen, fucks with our hormones, it fucks with our brains, it fucks with our health, our reproductive organs, everything. Surprisingly enough, a lot of makeup also contains heavy metals, which I didn't know before, but once you start reading labels, and this is something you're gonna have to learn, start to read labels. Read every single label on every single food product, on every single product you use on your skin, or that goes into your hair, or anything that touches your skin. You have to read the labels really, really closely. If you don't understand it, paste it into ChatGPT and ask, what does this mean? But you have to read it. And of course, even though you understand what things mean, you might not understand what it does to your body, so also ask that, just to make you more aware about products and what it actually does. And that will also change your view 360. That was when I understood, oh my god, I'm putting all of these things into my body, because anything you put onto your skin is going straight out to your bloodstream. And when it comes to stress, I used to be in my boss girl era, trying to work so much, trying to put on all the stress in the world, thinking I was a man, basically. Us as women, we have so many hormones. We cannot work all the time during our period and super hard and take on so much stress. It's not that we can't, but it will ruin our health. And women also go into a lot of relationships and take on a lot of unnecessary shit that we really shouldn't. If you're one of those girls, then no. You have to keep good people around you, good men, good friends, even family members, anyone. You should have a good circle of people that you can trust, that loves you, that wants you to succeed, wants your best. And if that's not the case, then cut, okay? At least for a time period so that you really can heal. It doesn't have to be forever. And when it comes to family, it's more complicated. Maybe you don't have to cut them off, but just distance yourself a little bit from those toxic relationships. This is so important. Of course, there's good types of stress also, like working out. And you will look and feel better once you do that and push yourself and everything. But don't go hardcore all around your circle. If you don't track your circle, you should really do that. just to know when you're in the luteal phase, when you're in your menstrual, or menstrual you will probably know, but the weeks after and the weeks prior to your mens. It's so important that you know where you're at because it's gonna dictate how you feel that day. Oh, that's why I was angry today, or was so upset, or wants to cry for no reason. Just so you yourself know, and also can adapt your training depending on where you are. And also when it comes to work, don't overwork yourself. Take some rest days every here and there, and really try to work around your menstrual cycles and your hormones, not against them. So everything I've tried to say in this video is don't trust your doctor, trust your body, what's it trying to tell you, and your body can heal if you give it space, if you give it the opportunity and the right resources. But if you work against it, then it's gonna be really tough for you. Even a lot of medications can make your health worse because it contains other stuff that can mess up your hormones or even be toxic in some cases. And so listen to yourself, listen to your body more than anything else. Be your own doctor, give your body what it needs, and you will see healing results. And so don't forget to follow if you want to reverse your autoimmune symptoms naturally. Thanks for watching.